Well, we've seen President Obama hammering Donald Trump over Trump's claim that our electoral system is rigged. Watch this.
There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections. And so I'd advise Mr. Trump to stop whining.
Yeah, there's no serious person who would suggest that, although he himself suggested it back in 2008. Watch this.
I want to be honest. It's not as if it's just Republicans who have monkeyed around with elections in the past. Sometimes Democrats have too. We've got to have I believe, a voting rights division in the Justice Department that is nonpartisan and that is serious about, investigating cases of vote fraud.
Wow, no wonder people voted for him back then. Let's get a reaction now from Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. He's director of the National Center for Policy Analysis, our friend and a Fox News contributor. Colonel, great to see you this morning. So maybe the difference between the Obama of 2008 and the Obama of 2016 is the current Obama is part of the system and has power.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think it's pretty interesting the president talking about whining. That's something he's been doing for the past 7.5, almost 8 years. But when you look at the integrity of our electoral process, go back and talk to Norm Coleman about the election that he had against Al Franken in Minnesota. I can give you some pretty specific examples about what happened in St. Lucie County under the supervisor of election, Gertrude Walker, 4 years ago, and then also Palm Beach County with Susan Booker there. But yet you have not seen any type of investigations what has happened in those cases. So again, this hypocrisy of election integrity, when it suits them, you hear the Democrats talk about it. But Tucker, you know that to come into that headquarters there at Fox News, you have to show a voter ID. And to get on any airplane, you have to show a picture ID, I'm sorry. So why is it that asking people to show a picture ID to go and vote is such a heinous and racist, proposal? It's beyond me.
Of course. But take 3 steps back. I mean, here you have the Democratic Party, which has imported millions and millions of low-skilled labor into the United States, not because it helps us economically. They don't bother to make that case at all because it's not possible to make it, but because they vote Democrat. So why is that not rigging the system? When you import new voters, when your immigration policy is only about increasing your electoral margins, that's not rigging? It seems like rigging to me.
Well, it does, and you look at California as a prime example where now people who are in that state, in this country illegally, can obtain driver's licenses. So what I just talked about is showing a picture ID. Someone can show up with that picture ID and they will be allowed to vote. And you know that thanks to WikiLeaks and some of the emails they've released, John Podesta has talked about illegal immigrants having picture ID, driver's licenses, so that they can be able to vote. So there is a question out there about the integrity of our electoral process. And for the first time, we've had a Republican in Donald Trump that has stood up and pushing back against this system and the fraud that is out there from the Democrats. Right. And we've had the video from Project Veritas, who right now is showing that that truly is a case in point. And if it were not, then those 2 individuals on that video, then why did they step down and resign their positions?
It does seem like the biggest fraud of all is right in front of our faces that's not hidden. Colonel, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks a lot for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.